Hello, brilliant learners! Ever had to deal with a toxic person at work or in a friendship? Sometimes it's not always easy to spot these behaviors, but once you do, knowing the right words and expressions in English can help you communicate more confidently about them. But that's not all. I've created a downloadable file with practical responses you can use if you come across someone behaving this way. You can find the file for free in the description below. Toxic behaviors in the workplace can create an unbearable environment, leading to low morale and even conflict. Belittle. This behavior involves making someone feel small or insignificant, often by mocking their abilities or ideas. It's a way of diminishing a person's worth or contributions. Example behaviors. A colleague laughs at your idea in a meeting and says, "That's a stupid suggestion." A manager constantly criticizes your work without acknowledging any of your strengths. She tends to belittle others during meetings, always making their ideas seem less important. To put someone down means to insult or belittle them, often making them feel worthless or inferior. Example behaviors. A boss always says, "You'll never be able to do this right." A team member might say, "I can't believe you missed that. It's so basic." He always puts me down in front of the team, making it hard for me to speak up. I hate it when people put others down for things they can't control, like their appearance. Talk down to somebody. This behavior involves speaking to someone in a condescending manner, as if they're less intelligent or capable. It's not necessarily an insult, but treats the person as inferior. Example behaviors. A colleague speaks to you slowly, as if you're unable to understand something simple. "I'll explain it again, just in case you didn't get it." A manager gives instructions in a way that makes you feel like a child. "Let me explain this to you one more time." I don't appreciate it when my manager talks down to me like I don't know how to do my job. Don't talk down to people just because they don't have the same level of experience. Call someone out on something. Call someone out for doing something. Confront someone about their bad behavior. You call someone out when they tell a blatant lie and expose the truth in front of others. Example behaviors. When you made that joke earlier, it came across as disrespectful. I think we should be more mindful of how it might affect others. "Hey, I know you probably didn't mean it that way, but what you said could come off as rude." I had to call him out for taking credit for my work in front of the team. He's always afraid to call people out when they do something wrong, but it's necessary to stand up for what's right. Micromanage somebody or something. Micromanaging involves controlling or overseeing every little detail of someone's work, often in a way that feels stifling and prevents independent decision making. Example behaviors. Your boss asks you for daily reports on every minor task you complete. Or a supervisor insists on approving every single email you send, even though you've been doing your job well for years. My boss is constantly micromanaging every detail of my work, which makes it difficult to be productive. Breathe down someone's neck. This describes someone who is overly involved and constantly monitors your every move, creating pressure and discomfort. Example behaviors. A manager constantly checks in on you, asking for updates every hour, even when the project is going well. Your colleague stands behind you while you're working, watching every keystroke and asking, "Are you sure you're doing that right?" My boss is always breathing down my neck, asking for updates on my progress. I can't concentrate on my work with him breathing down my neck, watching every little move I make. Micromanaging is closely controlling every detail of someone's work, while breathing down someone's neck is hovering over them, making them feel pressured. These toxic behaviors can make a workplace environment challenging and can affect both productivity and employee well-being. If you've experienced any of these behaviors, it's important to address them to foster a healthier and more supportive work culture. Friendships are supposed to be a source of support, but sometimes they can turn toxic. Manipulation, exclusion, and envy are common forms of toxic behavior in friendships. Let's break these down and look at some key phrasal verbs and idioms used to describe them. Manipulation. Manipulation involves using guilt or deception to control someone. Manipulation is often hard to spot at first, but you start to feel drained and controlled after a while. Example behaviors: guilt tripping, manipulating someone by making them feel guilty for not doing what the manipulator wants. If you were a real friend, you'd drop everything to help me right now. I can't believe she's guilt tripping me into canceling my plans again just because she's upset. Playing the victim, acting as if they are always the one being wronged or hurt to gain sympathy and get what they want. Example behaviors: nobody ever cares about me, but you always seem to forget how much I do for you. Okay. Whenever something goes wrong, she's always playing the victim and blaming everyone else for her problems. Gaslighting, manipulating someone into doubting their own memory or perception, making them question if they're in the wrong. Example behaviors: I never said that. You're just imagining things again. Using your vulnerabilities against you. If you've shared something personal, they may bring it up later to manipulate or guilt you. You told me you were insecure about that, and now you're acting like you don't care. After I told her how hurt I was, she started gaslighting me by saying, "You're just too sensitive. That never happened." Pull the strings. You can use the idiom pull the strings in both work and friendship contexts, as it generally refers to controlling or influencing situations from behind the scenes, often without others realizing it. Example behavior: a friend always suggests the same restaurant or activity, but makes it seem like it's a group decision, even though they are the one pushing for it. I didn't realize she was pulling the strings in our friendship until I found out she was secretly influencing all my choices. In the office, he's the one pulling the strings, even though he's not the boss. He always seems to have a way of getting things done his way. Backstabber, someone who pretends to be your friend but secretly harms or betrays you. Example behaviors. A friend secretly shares personal details you confided in them with others, making it seem like you're the problem when it's really them causing issues. I trusted him with my secrets, but he turned out to be a backstabber. Burn bridges. To destroy a relationship or friendship permanently, often through an argument or betrayal. Example behaviors. Suddenly cutting off all contact with a friend without any explanation, leaving them confused and hurt. She burned bridges with her old group of friends after that huge fight. Two-faced. This describes a person who acts friendly to your face but talks behind your back. Example behaviors. They act friendly and supportive to someone's face, but behind their back they talk negatively about them. I can't stand how two-faced he is. He acts nice to me but talks about me behind my back. Cut somebody off from a group or from friends. To end a relationship or stop talking to somebody completely. Example behavior. They stop responding to your texts, calls, or social media messages without any explanation, making you feel abandoned. I had to cut her off after she lied to me one too many times. To put up with somebody or something. To tolerate somebody or something unpleasant, often in a relationship. Example behaviors. Tolerating a friend's unpunctuality, enduring a friend's inconsiderate behavior, accepting a friend's constant negativity, allowing a friend to take advantage of you. I don't know how she puts up with his constant complaining and negativity. Exclusion is another toxic behavior that can happen in friendships, often leaving people feeling isolated and unimportant. Here are two ways to express it. Leave somebody out in the cold. To intentionally exclude somebody from a group or activity. Example behaviors. Excluding from social plans, withholding important information, ignoring a person's feelings or needs, not including somebody in group decisions, excluding from inside jokes or conversations. I can't believe she left me out in the cold when everyone was planning the trip. She didn't even tell me about it. Give someone the cold shoulder. If somebody gives you the cold shoulder, they ignore or exclude you in a way that makes you feel unwelcome. Example behaviors. Avoiding eye contact, ignoring messages or calls, minimal interaction, excluding from plans, silent treatment. After our argument, she gave me the cold shoulder at the party. Envy can also poison friendships, especially when resentment builds because of someone else's success. Let's see. Throw shade at someone. To subtly criticize or insult someone, often out of jealousy or envy. Throwing shade can happen in both professional and personal contexts, where someone tries to put down another person in a sly or indirect manner. Example behaviors. Making backhanded compliments or sarcastic remarks, mocking someone's appearance or skills, making negative comments about someone's achievements in an indirect way. She told her colleague that outfit is nice for someone who doesn't know how to dress well. He said, "Oh, I didn't realize you were the expert on this topic now." She keeps throwing shade at me whenever I talk about my new job. She threw shade when she said, "I can't believe you're wearing that. only you could make it look good. Now that we've covered some key toxic behaviors at work and in friendships, it's your turn. Have you ever encountered any of these behaviors? Which phrasal verbs and idioms would you use to describe them? And most importantly, how did you handle them? Let's chat in the comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.